Hello, I'd like to show you today how you can upgrade your old garage door opener to be internet connected and send you alerts if the door has been left open for a certain amount of time. For this project, I used an ESP32, a little bit of soldering, an optocoupler to simulate the garage door switch, and some programming for the ESP32 that was loaded on it with the Arduino IDE. I've put links in the description, and I'll show you how to build your own garage door controller, and there's also links to all the supplies you would need. For the first step in our project, we'll create an account at blink.io and set up the general parameters for our smart garage door opener. Please go to blink.io and set up your account, and then we can follow along and set up our template. At the blink.io site, we'll create a new template to use for our device. We'll call it garage door, select ESP32, and make sure it's configured for Wi-Fi. Next, we'll set up our data streams for the buttons that will be used in the app. For our first button, we'll call it door button. We'll assign it to the pin V1 and set a data type of integer. Next, we'll set up a virtual pin for the virtual LCD. We'll call it virtual LCD, assign it a pin of V21, and assign it a data type of string. Next, we'll set up a data stream for the virtual pin V23. This will be our button to silence the alarm or alert. We'll assign it V23 and a data type of integer. Finally, we'll head over to the Events tab and set up the event to handle the notification that the garage door has been opened. This we'll call door alarm, and we'll set it to send event notifications tab and send the event to the timeline. Later, we'll discuss how to configure the notifications so your phone gets a notification when the door has been open for a certain amount of time. Finally, we'll search and we'll go to the My Devices. We'll set up a new device for your ESP32 from the template we just created. Your device will be ready to go. You can copy the information that will be used in the sketch later. For the next step in our project, we'll set up the iPhone app or Android phone app. In my case, I have an iPhone. So head to the Play Store or App Store and download the Blink app 2.0. Blink app, click on the garage door. Click on the wrench button, click on the gear button. Slide down to LCD and we'll add the LCD virtual display. Click on the LCD virtual display, change the data stream to LCD 21, V21, click the X. Click on the gear again, add the widget for a button, resize it and place it where you would like it, then click on the button. Here we'll select the data stream V1 for the door button, make it a push button. We'll change the text on the button to say garage door for both off and on. Again, click the X when you're done and set the text to large. Click the gear button and we'll add another button and resize it to silence the alarm. Here we'll assign the data stream of V23 and we'll change the text to say silence alarm for both on and off and keep it as a push button again. Set your text size. Once you're happy with your layout, you can click the X in the upper left and your app is ready to go. Next, we'll update your PC and add the tools you need to make Arduino IDE be able to program the ESP32. Remember, it's important when you upload the code to your ESP32 that you press the button to the right of the USB port that will put it in upload mode and allow the upload to go on the ESP. Now we'll download and install the driver for the USB serial port that your ESP32 will use to communicate with your computer. Search for the CP210X, download and install the Universal Windows 10 driver for it. To install the ESP32 interface for Arduino, click on File Preferences, add the URL to the files, click on the Tools Boards Manager, search for ESP32 and install the ESP32. Now let's add the code for the Smart Garage Door Opener. Open Arduino, replace the default information with the code you got from GitHub. Paste in the information from Blink for the template ID, device name, and authorization token, and we'll also update your Wi-Fi network and your Wi-Fi password. Once this information has been uploaded, you'll be able to select Sketch Upload and upload your file to the Arduino. To do this, you'll need to know the COM port that it's on, and then once it's uploading, Arduino will compile the code and attempt to upload. As you see it start to upload, make sure that you press the button to the right of the USB connector on the ESP32, which will cause the ESP32 to boot and accept the code that you will be uploading from Arduino. Now that we've completed the setup of the Blink.io account, the template, the smart app on your phone, and the programming of the ESP32, we're ready to solder the ESP32, and I've included a diagram of what pins go to what pins on the optocoupler and which pin should be used for the alert setting. In my case, I used a magnetic reed switch, which you'll see later in the video. We can also set up some additional parameters of who will be notified when the garage door has been opened for the period that you specify. The optocoupler has an input side marked with a dot, which is the positive side that will be connected to the ESP32. In my case, I chose to solder them directly to the ESP32 pins 23 and ground, and the pins for the reed switch, which you see in the background. I also fashioned a container from an old pill bottle to keep it safe from the metal components. It's time to set up the alert notifications. In Blink.io, select the template, edit, events, door alarm, change the notifications tab to enable the notifications, change who it will send the notification to, and make sure the update period is set to 1 minute. Your garage door opener will have a set of terminals that can be jumped to close. The optocoupler is polarity sensitive, so the positive side, which is directly across from the dot on the optocoupler, needs to go to the positive connector on your garage door opener. You can see shortly that I'll be opening the app with the ESP32 that's been hooked up to the garage door button pins. The door opens as expected and redisplays ready once the app has cycled. When you press the button, you can see the reed switch installed on the chain and bar to let you know that the door is open and no longer open. Thank you for joining me on the Smart Garage Door Opener project. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. You should be able to find links on the YouTube page to all the resources that you need to complete this project. Thanks and happy building.